봄의 향기를 담은 그대를 보며.
It's actually so cold today. What? For some of us, all we can do is cuddle with our coffee. Because what else? What else, honey? So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kamau. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for clicking into my video. So today we are doing a get ready with me. It's been a minute since we did a get ready with me, as we chit-chat a little bit. And honestly guys, I know I have men's who are my audience, and I'm not going to bore you with all the BS of sijui draw your eyebrow like this. No. I'm not gonna bore you with that. So guys, I know I look a bit funny. I decided to do my brows off camera because I know they were going to take a lot of time. So for me, I'm the person who does my eyeshadow before I do my face because I'm kind of clumsy. Neza mwaga tu eyeshadow yote kwa my face, and I've already done my face, so I'm really doing an easy, and I mean a very easy. I hope you know, every time I say I'm doing an easy eyeshadow thing, I end up doing very harm eyeshadow thing. So I'm using my whatever, what is this, I'm using my this concealer for my eyelids. But I won't show everything that I'm using because I don't want to bore you with all that, and I understand that I have a lot of guys who watch me and they keep asking me, what content am I creating for the men's? And I'm like, so I'm not gonna bore you with all this. Let me tell you guys, this weather, to all my single human beings, we will survive this. We will definitely survive this. I find using a brush much better than using a beauty blender. I've been feeling like a beauty blender takes away most of my concealer, so that's why I prefer using a brush blending the concealer. So how have you guys been? How are you doing? How is 2020? I know 2020 has been so hard. I've been reading a lot of tweets where people are just saying like we should cancel 2020, and I'm not of that opinion because I feel like 2020 came to our lives for a reason. And I was actually listening to the radio today in the morning. I feel like we normalized so many things. We had normalized so many things, and if COVID and 2020 didn't happen, we will still be normalizing walking around without masks, being close to each other, hugging each other, talking closely to each other. We will still be normalizing such things, which were normal things, but now they have become something that's not supposed to happen. And there was a lot of, I feel like we were given 2020 to work on ourselves. And as much as 2020 has been so hard, I feel like if we don't even come out of 2020 having achieved all the goals that we wanted to achieve, you should come out of 2020 a different kind of person. A person who is probably more self-disciplined, more tolerant, more persistent. Because honestly, this year has not been a joke. It's been, where? If it's been easy for you, lucky for you. But I feel like it has touched everybody, in businesses, in people who have been employed. There has been a lot of laying off in companies. And I was talking to my friend actually the other day, as I was telling him how business has become something else. It's not that easy. And he was like, you know, every time you hear that there's a layoff in a certain company, or some hotels in Kenya are being closed down, the government is just complaining that there's no money, just know that also circulation of money will be a problem. Because if you're in business, you're depending on other people to get money. For example, the employee to get money so that they come and reinvest it back to your business. So when you hear some things are being closed down and some things are just being, people are being laid off, you should not be happy. You should not be, it should be a concern for you, because money circulates. And if some of these things happen, money is not going to circulate. People won't have the money and money is not going to circulate. I know COVID has been hard and everything, but this year we need to come out better human beings, people who are grateful. We do not need to achieve everything that we had planned, but if you survive 2020, you should give God thanks, because There's so many people, imagine, who have lost their jobs. There's so many people who have died during this 2020 thing. There's so many people who are just suffering, guys. There's so many people who are going through the most. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to go, I think I'll do blue. I really wanted to do pinks, but I feel like I do a lot of pinks so much. So today we are doing blue, and I'm going to be using these tiny palettes. They're really pigmented and I love them. So guys, I know life has been hard, but if you come out of this year very healthy, please remember to give thanks. I have had one of the hardest months. November has just been so hard for me, business wise, personally. My business has not been doing so well, and I've been hearing people say business are not doing so well, and I'm looking like, thank God, man is still doing well. The devil came this November and I saw him. But we thank God November is coming to an end. Actually, by the time you guys are seeing this video, that November itakuisha. So I was actually watching a video yesterday on TV. I was watching this show on TV, and there was this lady. There was this lady who has been sick since 2005, guys. She's been in bed, literally in her bed, since 2005. And okay, me, I complain a lot, especially when something goes wrong. I'm always there like, God, we did not plan for this. We did not plan for this. Even the littlest thing, like, I get crazy anxiety. So she was giving her story. I'll just summarize the whole thing. I won't give you the whole story. She was just having lunch in 2005 with her friends, and she ate samaki, and the bone ikamdunga kwa throat. So it stayed like this. Nona venye bone inakanga hivi, like inadunga inakaa hivi, yake ilikaa hivi. So it crisscrossed here and here. So she didn't tell her friends immediately, but the throat ikaanza kufura. So she had to tell her friends. So imagine, since that day, she didn't speak for the next 4 years. Since 2005 up to 2009, she wasn't able to speak. She went to hospital. They were able to remove the bone, but she was not able to speak for the next 4 years, up to 2009. Story yake ijaishia hapo. The main reason this story motivated me is how strong this lady is. In 2006, she got into an accident. Getting into an accident, she broke her spinal cord. Yes, she cannot speak, and now she's broken her spinal cord. You know, I'm looking at her give this story like, well, you have to be a strong woman. Like, wow. No, she cannot speak and she cannot walk. And in between 2006 to 2010, there were a few months where she could not see. Jesus. And up to date, imagine, since 2005 up to 2020, she's lying in her bed because she can't move. Her spinal cord is still in a bad state. And I saw her give her story, and she was so strong. And I was like, if it were me in that situation, guy, like me, I'm just complaining because things are not good. I'm in good health, first of all. I have a sound mind. I can do my own things. Like, I can do my own things here and there. But for her, she can do nothing for herself. Nothing. She's depending on people around her 100%. So if people around her don't come to help her out, yani she's in a fix. She's alone. Remember, it was in 2005. Like, that's like 15 years ago. So she had no kids. She's dependent on friends and relatives. And this story, the main reason I'm giving you this story is because I feel like 2020 has been mad, has been crazy. And her story motivated me that 2020 is just 1 year. And for me, November is just 1 month. And for her, it's been 15 years in her bed, going through the most pain, but she's not given up. And I'm here just going through the littlest thing in, it cannot be, okay, different problems are not little. Okay, your problem might not be little, but if you compare her pain, if you compare her struggle with what you're going through right now, just because you have to go home by 10 p.m., you don't have to go out the whole night, you have to wear a mask, such things, no, it was enough. Sumbua most of us, but for her, she's been in bed for 15 years, guys, a whole 15 years, and she's not giving up. And she was giving the story, and she was saying that one day I believe I will walk. I was looking at her like, madam, I really want your faith. I really, really want your faith. And she was giving a story of how she came to start talking. She went to the doctors and the doctors told her, imagine you will never talk again. She told the doctor, she wrote a note to the doctor and told him that I will actually talk again. And by the next time we are meeting, nitakuwa naongea. And it happened. And I'm like, okay. And hapa tumesumbuliwa tu na 1 year. Mtu amesumbuka all those years. Jeez. So I'm just going to put this dark blue shade all over my crease. Hapa yote. Okay, I hope this thing works out the way I want it to work. So guys, don't give up. Don't cancel 2020. It's remaining 1 month for 2020 to come to an end. So take this time, learn about yourself, improve yourself. Imagine me, feel like we will still be in this COVID thing for the next few years, because there's a lot of mediocrity that is going on with this, how we are working with COVID-19. There's just a lot of mediocrity, and I feel we will still be here for quite some time. And also guys, take good care of yourself. Clean up this whole thing up there. I'm going to be using this blue. It's a blue lighter shade, just to blend out the whole thing and make it look good and not so harsh. And I've learned when you're using like smaller brushes, they're more precise, because as you can see, when I've put this blue, dark blue here, I've used a smaller brush because it's much precise than bigger brushes. The bigger brushes, the colors or the eyeshadow might fall anywhere. You don't have that much control as compared to your smaller brush. As you can see now, this one is just going where I am leading it. And like for a bigger brush, when you put like this, because it has a lot of bristles, it ends up occupying a larger surface area as compared to this. So I'm just gonna blend this blue, lighter blue shade all over my crease to blend in this other blue like this, and not to make it so harsh. I want it to look like seamless. It's just blending. So to blend it out even more, I'm going to be using this green shade from my Akit Brook, from this palette, just to blend it and make it look seamless like so. I just want it to look, I don't want it to look like you may pile up eyeshadow. I just want it to look like well blended. And I feel like with eyeshadow, the main thing is blending. Placing colors on each other, you have to blend them so nicely. As you can see, there's a difference. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it looks perfectly blended in. And as you can see, I'm using now the bigger brush. I'm just blending it, the whole thing. So what I'm going to do now, I've started with this color, and that's what I've placed here and here. So I'm going to mix this color and this color. I mean this color and this other dark color, and put it just here and on my inner eye, because I want to go with a lighter color in between. So I need a flat brush to do that. Here's my flat brush. I'm just going to go in like so and blend the two colors together, because I want a darker blue. There we go. And I'll just tap it where I want it to go, here, just to darken this place. So I'm going to be using my concealer here and just putting it right there. Using a flat brush, and I'm going to be using this particular shimmer right here. It's kind of white shimmerish. There we go. Flat brush just to place it. So it started raining, and also it became a bit noisy in the house. So I decided to just do a voiceover from now henceforth. So for my face, I'm using the Revlon foundation. I'm in the shade Mahogany. Before I actually blend my foundation with a brush, I prefer to first spray it with some what's this thing, rose water or any setting spray that you have. It helps the foundation stay much longer on your face without creasing and everything. And also I find blending foundation with a brush before blending it with a, what do you call this thing, a beauty blender, much easier. So that with a beauty blender, I'm just now tapping in, making sure everything is in the right place, blending everything together. Yes, it makes life easier, honestly. There's nothing that, makeup is not supposed to be hard, so but just do you. This is just me. So to conceal, I use the LA in the shade Toffee. Yes, it's in the shade Toffee. I just conceal under my eyes. For the guys watching, this is to hide all the amount of sleep I have lost thinking about you, my man. I'm joking, he's pretty much non-existent. Then I just contour with a darker concealer. I feel like I went too hard with this, and actually you guys will see it at the end of the video. Like, most part of my forehead was darker than I thought. I just went too hard. Don't go too hard with it. And again, I make sure to, with this, I just prefer to use a beauty blender. It's much precise, but you can also use a brush. Again, for my concealer, I'm using a brush. Spritz some rose water on it so that it can blend in. Then I let my concealer stay for some time so that it can give me that coverage. After, you will see the kind of coverage I'm talking about, because we need to hide those eye bags that tumeshindwa kulala tukifikiria huyo mwanzo. Unajua, tumeshindwa kulala juu tunafikiria pesa, because my favorite color ni rangi ya dhao, so naifikiria sana. Okay, I am joking too much on this voice note. Honestly speaking, at some point I felt like I should not have posted this video, because after the noises started, I was like, no, I have to do voice notes and everything, and voice notes are just normal thing. But I'm really enjoying this, guys. Is it only me, or did you just feel like November was just 10 seconds? I feel like we were just in August, then boom, December, or we were just in October, then boom, December. So all I'm doing here is contouring, then I'm just brushing off all that setting powder, because when I set for long I tend to crease, and yeah, we don't want to crease, we want to look good. Then we need to make that nose look smaller than it actually is. Now we're adding blush, so that when I'm blushing and he's making funny jokes, my blush is popping, you know what I'm saying? Then now here I'm just adding some highlight, so that when the sun hits my face, you know, all the right places are being highlighted. Like, you can see my cheekbones, you can see my nose popping, my brow bone and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, makeup is just to add some beauty, guys. It's just adding beauty, or facilitating beauty. I just don't know, but that's all I'm doing right here. And for all the guys who are actually watching this, at least now you have a rough idea why girls will come late for the dates. Honestly, how can all this, in as much as we are doing this to actually look good, for you to see it, we are actually doing all this for us to look good, for our own sake. Like, I want to get out of the house feeling good. When you look good, you feel good. And even the man's, not even necessarily the minds, or even the person that I'm going to meet, or the place I'm going, people will see that, you know, this person knows what she's doing, like she's popping. So all I did there was just set the face, you know, isianze nisikuhug alafu my makeup is left on your shirt. Then see how I'm popping, guys. I literally did this to shoot another video. Anyway, I loved how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.